Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Sports and Mimosas. I know it's been quite a while, but I like to say we don't necessarily have seasons, or we didn't start out having seasons, but life just really takes a hit during the summer in our schedules. So I'm saying this is season three, and we're opening back up,
I like it.
or coming back with our new season. So welcome to season three. Thank you for
I like it.
coming along
Third
with us.
time's a charm, you know?
Right. So I want to welcome Meredith, my wonderful co-host. How have you been? What have you been doing over the summer?
I've been good. I've been getting my first Dallas summer underneath my belt. So, time by the pool, Katy Trail, discovering my new city, going to Rangers games. Still an Astros fan though, going tomorrow. Did a lot of traveling. I went to a couple of concerts and I did Vegas. I went to go see the Backstreet Boys in Vegas. I went to go see Oasis in Chicago. So I've been staying busy, but happy to be back.
That's why it's our off season because we just travel. But
That's
and we're
really what
gonna
we do.
talk about it. We're gonna talk about it more, but we'll definitely get into being in a city where there has been chaos this whole year with sports fans in Dallas. So we will get into that.
I really feel like I went from one to the other.
Yeah,
I've not had a smooth transition at all.
right.
I
Just
haven't been
going
like,
off
oh,
Ireland.
winning season, winning team. Nope. I'm just like, okay.
Right. So we'll dive into that. But like
How's
you
your summer?
travel, yeah, traveling the same. I feel like I'm just now like settling back in at home. I guess perfect timing for the fall and the NFL season and all of that. But it was a great summer. We did two new ballparks. So we went to the Mets, which was is by far my favorite so far.
Really? I've
The
been
Mets
wanting to see
baseball.
how that was.
Yeah, the crowd is just amazing. Everything about it like was really good, except for it's not my favorite team, but it was a great experience. And then we did
Who were they
Seattle.
playing when you went?
Ooh, who were they playing? I do not remember. I don't remember when it's not neither one of my teams.
You're just there for a good time, you know? Hope both
Yeah, who
teams have
were they
fun.
playing? So Seattle was playing San Diego.
Okay.
I
So we get
believe
a little
Seattle
West
was playing
Coast.
San Diego. Yeah. Um Dang, I don't remember who was playing, but the Mets were by far my favorite. And then I also one of my mini trips we did Vegas. I went to She's Got Time conference with
Yeah, I saw
Lynn
that.
Crabb, and that was pretty cool. And got to meet Jamel Hill and Carrie Champion, which I love them both. They were very sweet. I was proud of myself because I went up and introduced myself, but I like fangirled, if that's the word, and
Yeah.
was like really stupid, like because
There you are. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure they'd
all
love to see that.
I was like, I love you. Oh my God, you guys are. It was like, what else could you say? But they were very nice. Carrie talked to me for a minute because like there it's about working in sports or wanting to get into it, and it's women that do work in sports, and so a lot of the speakers were women that worked in various atmospheres within the sports realm. But she was super sweet and took time, both of them were. But hopefully the next time I see them I sound a little bit more intelligent, and I will get a picture because I didn't get a picture.
You're
But
just like, oh God. Well, I feel
right.
like that's like how we were whenever we got to meet Erin Andrews. Like, I was just
Mhm.
like, what am I going to talk to her about? What am I going to talk to her about? Like, you had the whole line to like say something, and yeah.
And then mine's like, oh, I love your name. Because Aaron and Aaron. So I'm going to do better.
I was like, I think I wasted mine on like, I think I brought up Tom Brady. I brought up that I loved Peyton, and
But that's good
I
though,
did,
because he's always about Tom Brady. And then he ended
yeah,
up becoming her
yeah,
co-worker.
oh
So,
yeah, yeah. She's like, he's a
yeah.
good guy. I was like,
Yeah.
mm,
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
You say so,
But
Aaron.
but yeah, it was a great summer, but I'm glad to be back. I'm excited for the fall. It's been a little bit cooler here, so I love that weather. But football's coming back. So I'm excited because we get to see more of each other virtually and come back to our girl chat. So,
Yeah.
but we are switching up things a little different. We have some segments that we're doing this year. And our first one that we are going to do where we're diving into the hottest topics in the sports world and we're calling them foul or fair. So when you think about that, you're thinking of baseball. Um, if it's out when a player hits the ball and it's outside the lines, it's a foul and they get to keep hitting, but it's a foul. Not good.
Yeah, it's
Well, I guess
eh,
sometimes it could be
it's not.
good. Yeah.
Yes.
But here it's not good. But if it's in play, it's a fair game, and so it's fair, and we're rolling with it. We're loving it. So let's get into our first topic. I'm going to ask you, Meredith, what do you think? Is it foul or fair?
Let's go.
So, speaking of our friend Aaron Andrews and you talking about Tom Brady, who we know is not our most favorite person if you've ever watched a podcast.
Sure, my look on my
Um,
face is like,
but I think it was last week, maybe last week, the NFL um, made an announcement that Tom Brady, who is now a Fox analyst, so he is broadcasting for Fox Games every week, is allowed to be in team meetings leading up to team meetings of those that are playing when Fox is covering that game. So the issue is Tom is also minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. And so when he became a minority owner, I believe last year is when he became it, or last off season, he wasn't allowed to go as part of those production meetings to whatever teams that they were covering team meetings because obviously that's a conflict of interest if he's part owner of another team and you don't know what he can be sharing. But for some reason, they have taken that. They said it's okay for him to attend those team meetings. He just cannot attend the team practices, I believe. So, my question to you is that fair or foul that he gets to do this?
um,
Because it is his job. But
I and I feel like this is only happening because it's Tom Brady. Like I don't feel like anyone else would it would be allowed for anyone else to do this. I'm gonna go with foul and not in the reason that people think that I'm gonna go with. I think that there should be more regulations for it. One, I just think he should have I just feel like there should be a lot more red tape with what is happening because I don't think that he has proven to be a typical person who has stake in a team. Like he has been very like he is present at the Raiders events. He is present like he is on the field. He's like speaking on behalf of the team at times. That for him to have access to something like this, like I do not think I think if there was more regulations, like I don't think he should be allowed to watch things about teams that like that current week if Oakland is playing this team, like I don't think you should be able to watch some of their stuff. Like I don't think there should be I think there should be more red tape. One, I don't think like he should be allowed to do both. With he's Tom Brady, and obviously he's just going to be the first to like makes everything complicated. But I think it's foul just because I don't think that if he was like someone who like one, I think what I'm trying to say, like it's not like Magic Johnson having like stake in a football team. Like Tom Brady knows football, he's going to be around things, and I think that that just gives Oakland an edge that
yeah,
is not, or a fair advantage that isn't exactly fair. So I'm going to go with
yeah,
foul for this.
I agree. Because, like you just said, like you mentioned a good point. He knows certain things of what a coach could be talking about and
Yeah.
understand that more than someone who doesn't. I mean, I think anyone who does broadcasting pretty much knows a lot about football for them to be covering it, but there are, I'm sure, certain things when
Some
you're
little
playing
quirks,
on the
like, yeah.
team, yeah, that you're not. I would think it is the same, and that is interesting. I wonder if he will be able to, if it's a Raiders game that they're covering and can he go into that opposing team, because I feel like you probably are getting a little bit of an inside look into some of those
Yeah.
things as a broadcaster and you're doing these, production meetings or whatever they're called with these teams, and you're seeing things like, are you going to go take back a play like that they're
Yeah.
trying to do? Yeah, I
Like, and
don't
I
see.
think that given, I said I wasn't going to do this, but given Tom Brady's past of potential spy gates and
That is
rings and
true.
deflate gates and all the nonsense that wasn't always like attached to him or not, but attached to his team. I don't think Tom Brady is proven to be exactly the cleanest background of like ethics.
And this is only his
So
second year with both, I think. So it's like you're still new in both as a broadcaster, and which
I
some
think
people
he's a
still
little
really
greedy,
like
but
him.
that's not what you're asking me. So
Huh?
I'm not going to go down that route.
He's a little what?
Greedy.
Dirty.
Like, oh, I want to be a part of this and this. And because
Yeah,
I'm Tom Brady, they're going to let me. I'm like,
yeah. So I think it's foul too, but I guess if the Raiders start winning and it's a up for us, then maybe it's fair. No, I'm just
you
kidding.
know what? Maybe
Only
the
'cause I'm
Chiefs
a Raider
want
fan.
that, you know?
If it helps us, no. But that is interesting when I saw that, and even though I'm a Raiders fan, it's still like that just doesn't seem right to me. Like you get not all owners are sitting in the meetings,
And
So
again, I think that why I think because there's not a lot of strong regulations and like tape that this could possibly turn into something later,
and I
like
would also
abuse
like to
later.
know why, and I guess I need to read deeper into it, but why did they decide to change? Like
Hmm?
it was like out of nowhere, like nobody was talking about it anymore.
That's
And then it was like,
what it's like I randomly, obviously, you're my first thought with a lot of these alerts, but I was like, what? Like I just
what?
like got it like at work, and I can't, I think I was at work, and I was like, you're my immediate. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, first of all, random like Tuesday
Right.
news. Like,
We didn't know you
okay.
were still fighting for this. Like,
Yes, like that's what I was like, was this on anybody's radar? So yeah, that
no.
was
Maybe it was a
yeah.
slow news day and they're like, Jerry
That's
Jones, you
exactly what they
can
did.
take your
They're like, oh,
oath.
can we speed this up? Can we speed this up? Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, how this goes. The game wasn't on Fox today, so I guess Sunday. Well, we won't see anything from it really, but we'll just see how it progresses the more we get into the
Yeah.
season and he's attending and all of that if there's any issues that come up.
So,
So So right now that's foul to us. So speaking of Jerry Jones, our second top story that has been buzzing, and we finally get to see it in action, and we kind of alluded to it that you're in this city that these fans are getting hit pretty hard. And I mean, I'm not a Dallas Cowboy um, fan of their fans, but they are getting hit pretty bad in Dallas. First, Luca. So a little bit backstory before I give this fair or foul to, or foul or fair to Meredith. So backstory, obviously Luca from the Dallas Mavericks was let go or traded to the Lakers. This is a team that he started out with. We thought he was going to be their franchise.
he was
Then,
gonna stay. He was gonna
yeah,
stay
he
forever.
wanted to stay. He wanted to stay just like Micah Parson, who plays for the Cowboys. He is one of the best of the best. Um, he wanted to stay. He was a Dallas Cowboy fan as a kid, so he wanted to be here. But there were conflicts with his contract. He was coming off of his rookie contract, so it's time to sign that new contract going in. Him and Jerry Jones all off season. Micah hasn't even practiced or anything on the football field that we know of, unless he's doing something, to keep himself healthy. But they couldn't see eye to eye to their contract, to the contract extension and what he wanted to get paid and what Jerry wanted to. It was long and drawn, but then they also did come out that Jerry Jones was just doing this, or not just doing this, but he does like to create storylines for his team and keep them in the story. So was he just doing this for that? But anyway, it ended up they traded Micah Parson. He's going to Green Bay. That was heartbreaking to Dallas fans because he is one of the best, and now he's not there. But also, Micah got his contract that he wanted and is the highest non quarterback the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL right now. So Green Bay gave him obviously what he wanted. Dallas didn't. He'll be playing for Green Bay. Was that foul or fair of Jerry Jones to not keep something the fans wanted, something their team needed, and let him go?
I hate to start off with two negatives, but and again, I'm in the Dallas. I'm in the water cooler talk now of the Dallas. I went from Saints to Dallas conversations every day, and one, I do think this was all his plan. I think that, especially, and we'll probably talk about it later, with that Netflix special coming out, I think that Jerry is open about how he likes to keep the Cowboys in the conversation, whether it's a good conversation or not, whether it's quality conversation or not. He likes to have them there. And I think with that Netflix documentary going on, marketing genius of like, oh well, let me watch it because you never know what they're going to tell us, or maybe this will make more sense. And as a Dallas resident who, and I've never been a Cowboys fan, I will never be a Cowboys fan, but I was a Luka fan, I was a Mavs fan, and to start this year this way, the way that we did with losing Luka, and then to go into this, people in Dallas, we got Paige with the WNBA, and I'm very excited for us there. The Stars went pretty far in the NHL, but like, man, to have two losses in the two big sporting realms of this city, I think like a part of it is, and this is like, or this isn't what you're asking, but this is just a bigger conversation of Jerry Jones, which I think probably is his brand at this point, is that we pay, like he pays his quarterbacks these insane amounts that, and I'm sorry, like Dak hasn't done anything for the
No.
last how many years he's been there. Tony Romo didn't do anything, but he stands by these quarterbacks and he lets other people who could be vital parts of his team go. Like they let, I mean, I don't hear about them anymore, but like Zeke left. They're like they let the big ones go for that, like change, like they won't pay the people who also are the money makers, who are the game changers, but they stick with their QBs when Dallas hasn't had a substantial QB since the 90s. Like they're the only franchise who hasn't won a conference like in 30 years. I'm 35. Like
Yeah.
I've like yeah. So I think it's foul of him, but I also think that that's also just Jerry, and I feel like anything Jerry does will probably never be in my fair category.
Right. I
I
wonder
don't think
if
I'll
he
ever
reg-
be like, oh, that was fair, Jerry. You had a very logical reason for that. Like, no, I think he's
yeah.
always going to be foul. But
Unless
that's
we
just
hear
me.
about some donations or something to charities or something.
But like, even still, I'd be like, you're a billionaire and you're not like, that's all you brought. Like, that would be me.
Right. That's
And I'm
still
like,
not good enough for us.
like,
Um,
okay.
no, I wonder if he regrets it. Like, I wonder if he didn't think this would happen. I wonder if he thought like, oh no, we'll figure this out and
Well,
we'll
it
get
sounds
them.
that what was the report recently that like the last like offer Dallas didn't even look at. Like Dallas was like so over him.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
for
don't,
you, and that's where I'm just like, that's your future. And I'm sorry, like Dak is not, unless
yeah.
Dak has had an off season, unlike anybody's off season. Micah was the future of that franchise. So for you to let him
Yeah.
walk is like you're not even investing in the future of this.
Well, and for Micah, I think they traded a player from, and I can't recall his name, but I think he's one of their defensive, someone on the defense line that they got a player. So they needed that
Yeah.
position, but then they got two first round picks for next year draft. But I guess I'm looking like, who are you going to get? I mean,
Well,
and
that's like
college will
similar to
start
the
it too.
Mavs
So
one. Like what
still,
we got in
yeah.
return of Luca was like AD and some like stupid stuff where it was like,
And then I feel like
okay.
even with the 2 round picks, if you get great players coming out, whatever position you're trying to fill, you still are going to have some years to rebuild. Like it probably will take like another year once they get there. When if you had
And that's
kept
the thing that
Micah
doesn't
and
help them
moved
either
around
because
more,
that's just like how critical everyone is of
yeah,
like, okay, well, you did it. Like, let's see how far you get. And it's like, oh, well, you have it. Don't they have a new coach? Like, they have like new everything that I'm like, and again,
yeah,
I don't, it's getting personal here, where it's like, if you take all this old, like, you can't have all this new without some strong foundation of old. And Dak isn't your, Dak's not it. So
yeah. I
that
don't,
was,
I don't feel like he is either. And so we're recording this on Thursday, September 4th, which is the first regular season opener, and
mm,
it's Dallas and the Eagles playing. So we'll see
yeah.
how what that score is going to be like at the end. I don't think Dallas will win, but what will that score be?
Yeah.
Missing Micah, and obviously they haven't replaced because they have the two um,
Yeah.
draft picks coming, and they have this one player that's on the line. But yeah, I think it's just foul, and I think it continues to be foul with him because he is the GM and the owner, and I think there needs to be separation there because you're talking to yourself. There was a on Get Up, one of the analysts, I think it was Foxworthy, was talking about usually you have the GM that will make a decision, but then the owner is like, okay, no, no, no. Like you can talk like that's not a good move or, this or
Yeah.
that. But when you're both like, what are you talking to yourself? Like, oh, I think that is brilliant because you never tell yourself that's not a good idea
Me and
until
myself
after.
had a conversation and like, yeah.
Right, because you're right in the sense when you're thinking until something bad happens afterwards,
Yeah.
the consequences. Then you're like, oh, that wasn't right. But like you don't have that person to bounce off of. So I think it's just foul
And
that
I
he,
also think he was Jerry Jones, and I don't think people say no to Jerry Jones.
yeah.
So,
But this is a I know Micah, and again, like with which I don't understand with what's in the water in Dallas for these owners because these are two guys that really loved the franchises that they were at and wanted to be there forever. And that's kind of hard to find to where like you're bought in. Like how, like you just said, they haven't won since in 30 years, like when VHSs were around. And Micah still wanted to be there. Like he was like, no, I'm going to hold out.
because
And
I think that it's probably the franchise that a lot of people grew up with and idolizing.
which he did.
And
Micah
I
did.
think that they probably are like, oh, I'm going to be the one who brings Dallas back.
Yeah,
And then this is
but you
how
haven't
people get
heard.
treated. So you're like, okay. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a
so we'll
business at the end of the
see.
day. So, foul,
We'll
foul, foul,
see. And
foul.
he got his money. We'll see how he does. There are some stuff going around because he has some back issues, but hopefully he'll play Sunday for Green Bay. Maybe that's some things that Dallas knew too, but still pretty foul of Jerry Jones. So our last hot topic that we're going to talk about, we're going to take it over to tennis, to the U.S. Open. Taylor Townsend is someone that wasn't on my radar until recently. I started like really paying attention to her when her with Ben, Trinity Rodman's boyfriend that plays tennis as well. They were doubles. I
Hmm.
guess it's called mixed doubles. Um, and I just love her energy. Well, she was in the U.S. Open and she was going against Jelena, I believe is her name. I don't know how to say her last name, so I'm not even going to try. But they were playing in the second round of the U.S. Open, and Taylor beat Jelena in a straight set and knocked her out of the second round. Well, I don't know if she was upset about that, Jelena, or what, but she had after the match, had some words to Townsend, and you can see them going back and forth. And pretty much what the Jelena said was that she was uneducated and just really attacking her character. And from what we understand, from the words that she said, it was attacking, saying she wasn't educated and all of these other things. Um, she did apologize and said that it was because, or not because, but she apologized and said that English is her second language. And so what she was saying was that she wasn't educated in the tennis etiquette, which I still feel like is a jab at her. Um, but that barrier. So was she foul or fair in using that this isn't her native language in an excuse? And when she apologized, she also apologized on social media, but not to Townsend.
I will say foul. I feel very bad for being all fouls. But I think if you're getting to somewhere like the US Open and to the until the televised parts, you are familiar with, sorry, there's a fly. You're familiar with tennis etiquette. You're familiar with how these matches go. You're familiar with how you are supposed to uphold yourself. And I think the certain things that she was insulting this woman on have a little racial undertones, but that's just me. That I think she knew what she was doing. I think that, and I think the fact that she has not apologized to Townsend and that she also, sorry, I'm really heated about this, that I think the way she went about her apologies, and I feel like she kind of did a cop out of like, oh, sorry, I didn't understand it. Like, that is not taking responsibility of your actions. I think it's giving an excuse for your actions. And so, um, again, I think that if this was someone, if she was a teenager, if she was someone that this was like from what, and again, this is probably my lack of research. From what I've seen, she is a woman. She is an adult. That if this was someone of like Coco's age, I'd be like, oh, she's just young. Like, I mean, it still wouldn't be right, but it'd be like, oh, she's new to the stage. She doesn't get it. But I also just feel like if you have played tennis long enough to get to a stage like this, you know the proper etiquette, and you're just a sore loser.
Yeah. Because I
That's
feel like I've heard that she's done this before, like been really upset like that. And I think even if, so to go back, the lady said that she went at Taylor because Taylor did not apologize for a net cord. I don't know what that is because I don't know all of tennis, but
I don't know
something
all
with
of
a
tennis,
net
yeah.
cord. Hmm.
But I also feel like there's what's a neck word? I'm looking that up because if
Yeah.
anything, what does that have to do with her? There's a ref there. There's like
Right.
somebody there to call things out that
And I feel like you don't, for whatever that is, one, that could have
is
been
when a
taught.
ball hits the top of the net during the play. If the ball then crosses the net and lands the opponent's court, it is a net cord winner, a point won by luck rather than skill.
So why would she
I would
apologize
not
for that?
apologize for that.
Yeah, you're in a match, but then you talk to her
And
in
it's
another
not,
way.
yeah, like tennis is by multiple points. Like, no, sorry, foul.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
But
just like
now that
getting
we know
hot. I'm
what
like,
net cord is, that makes it even more foul.
but like a part of me is like, there's someone watching. It's not like there's no one monitoring the game.
But who
And
in
I'm not going to
competition,
apologize for getting a point.
right? Who in competition in whatever
Oh,
sport
sorry, I got a
apologizes?
touchdown. Like,
Do you think like Travis and all of them walk
that's
over and be like,
exact. I'm like
I'm so
picturing
sorry?
grown ass men being like, sorry, I scored.
And if there's more to this net cord, please like let us
Yes,
know.
but
If
say,
you
leave it
like
in the
it.
comments. But I'm like, according to that little Google search, sorry, I
Right.
got a point.
But and then that
In
still
the
doesn't,
U.S. Open.
right,
Sorry.
that really
Like,
doesn't affect your intellect, like for her to go at Taylor's intellect and
and that's
character.
where, like, that's where I kind of said, like, the things that she was insulting on
You're
was
right.
like, not because you didn't, not because I got a net cord or
Right.
whatever. Yeah, no.
Well,
Foul,
I
foul, foul.
agree. that is found a cop out, as you said, for you to use because I feel like Americans too, when they go to other countries, which we should, everyone should, you need to understand that culture and things because you can say the wrong thing or whatever. But I feel like America, with our slavery and our history and stuff, you should know something.
Yeah,
And the way
like
you're
that's, and
saying
again,
it,
this isn't, she's a woman, so I do not think this
yeah,
is the first time that she has been around this. So
yeah.
that's
I
fair.
think
I
she's a
just think
sore
she's a sore
loser.
loser.
Yeah. But I love how I love Taylor Townsend's um personality and just her aura and everything that she like represents, and she was like very positive in it and was like, well, you know, you can't control people and that this is what this lady needs to learn, but she was like, uh she needs to keep the focus on her, and she is out there having fun. That's Taylor is out there having fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Jelena needs to do is focus on you coming back and doing better than if you lost. Look at what caused you to
It's kind
lose.
of like, I don't know. There's a reason why I did not get any athletics that far in advance, but like you are
Well,
just
you
like
said you
upheld to
were
something higher. And it's
right.
like, and I also feel like there's more at stake now whenever you react that way. Now
Yeah.
there's social media. Now there's like stuff like brands drop out. Like you gotta be like you, and unfortunately, you're not just representing your country in situations like that. You're also representing a lot of people who pay you. And
And she said, "Oh, I can't wait." Jelena, the lady that went at Taylor, said, "I can't wait to come back." Like in her apologies, I look forward to coming back. Now, what if we were like, "You can't come back because you don't know how to treat
yeah,
in the U.S." You
good
know, the
luck.
U.S. Open could say that, like you're banned.
Yeah,
You know, if they wanted to. I don't know their rules, but like
yeah,
you don't know. So
yeah.
that is that. So we are 3 for 3 on fouls. Hopefully, we have some fair stuff
Hopefully,
next week.
I was like,
But
oh, it started off really negative with this new one. I'm like,
not name, but
yeah,
you need to know this is what's going on.
yeah.
Um, so hopping into our next segment, our glow up game. This is where we're going to be positive, because this is where we are going to call out who's giving main character energy right now. So that's from players, teams, um, leaders within the sports world, anyone that is giving that main character energy. Um, and these are things that we're crushing on, cheering for, and absolutely loving right now. So we're going to dive into the MLB. What team or who is your glow up in the MLB right now? So we are heading into the playoffs. Wild card is at the end of the month, starting, I think it's September 30th. So we're getting into that. Who's your glow up from this season? Who's your glow up going in? Who are you liking?
I'm going to, not to be biased, but I am really happy to have Carlos Correa back with the Astros. That was something that, for those of you who don't know, Carlos Correa won our first World Series with us. He was a part of the trash can, uh, whatever you want to call it. And he was someone who was really just so important to the Astros because when everybody tried to call us cheaters and when everybody was throwing pitches at us and whatnot, Correa was someone who like fought for his team, was such a good spokesperson for it. And of course he got so good that we had to let him go. He went to Minnesota, and when the trade deadline was insane this year for MLB. But there were all these talks, and it was kind of like even the guy that I follow Bang in the Can, Ross Bolin, and he was like, he was like, I can't even get excited about it because I think it's so far fetched. Like, I don't want to start believing it and then get my hopes up. And so the fact that we got him and he's back is just really because we lost a lot of people this past year. We lost Kyle Tucker to the Cubs and Ryan Presley to the Cubs and Alex Bregman to the Red Sox. We lost a lot of like our key players, and this to get Correa back, to have him with Altuve is just a really good person to have in the locker room with a bunch of people. Like I'm going to be very honest with you, the fact that the Astros are leading the AL and I don't know who anyone is. Like there's like we have like the few that I know, and then the rest I'm like,
I know.
this guy could have been on our team for 5 years and I don't know who he is. So I think just having that presence of Correa back, I'm really excited. So that's my MLB one, which sounds biased, but
Hey,
I'm happy he's back.
hopefully they make that
It's my
run.
glow up.
Well,
Yes.
my glow up, it's not the Dodgers, even though they're always my glow up, and they're still in the running. Like we're still going. We're like I think in the top five teams, but
Do you feel like this year, sorry to interject, do you feel like this like baseball season just went on forever?
it did.
Like I just feel
It
they're like,
was long.
oh, we're not even too okay. Like I don't know what it was. Like they it started the same time and everything, but I feel like this year I'm just like I feel
Longer.
like so much just happened, and we still
Well,
have the rest of the season to go.
and I think next year opening day is earlier. Like it's in March than April. I think a little earlier in March I saw. So it's gonna be even longer next year, possibly.
We're gonna be
Um,
having this conversation in season 4. Like, hey, do you feel like it's still going on?
right. We're almost there.
Right.
I know the summer went by, like the year has gone by fast, but then the summer kind of slowed a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like, oh, still
Yeah, and
going.
so now,
Yeah.
but
So wait, sorry.
um,
So it's yours?
but my glow up for the MLB are the Brewers. So I just learned that, which they're pretty quiet and like you don't hear much. I mean, we hear here in Baton Rouge hear about the Brewers because of Paul's. Yeah, he's with the Brewers. No, he's not. Where's Paul Schemes?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. So we don't hear about them. So we don't hear about the Brewers. Sorry, I got those mixed up from up north. But the Brewers are number one
Yeah,
leading in the
they're doing really
MLB
well.
and going in. And apparently they have great leadership. They have loyal fans, but they haven't won or made it to the championship, to the World Series, or further along in the playoffs. But that they're number one, and I hope that they do have a glow up
Well, I think
towards
it's
this
been
thing. Not
crazy.
win it all, but
Right. Well, and it's so funny because who Yelich, what's his name? Yelich.
Kershaw?
What's the Brewer's name? What's his name?
Oh, the
Christian?
mascot.
No, the like one of their guys. I should know this because he was like
Oh, see, and
MVP
I
one
don't know
year.
the guys, but I feel like just because
Um,
they're number
I think.
one,
Oh gosh,
they need
guys,
some
just let you
love.
know. You can know, but yeah, I was right. Didn't know how I knew that. He is. Oh, he's not. Well, apparently he's not doing well though. Uh, he's he's having lower back soreness, but he
What's his
was
name
kind
again?
of. It's kind of wait what?
What's his name again?
Christian Yelich or Yelich. He was one that like kind of entered the year, like his career being like one to watch and everything, but he was with the Brewers. So it was kind of like one of those like Mike Trout situations where you like always heard about Christian, but you were like, I don't know
The
anything
team.
about the Brewers. So it kind of has been cool to see, like, even though he's like not like again he's a seasoned player now, so he's not all the like watch him kind of situation, but to see kind of like, oh, the team kind of caught up to him.
Yeah,
um yeah, because I saw that today when I saw how high they were. I was like, oh,
yeah.
yeah,
I just feel like they need the glow up because no one is really
yeah,
talking about them, but they're out here doing their thing.
yes, no,
They're working hard
appreciate him when it's
without.
due. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Um, what is our next one? For the NFL, who do you think will shine this season? Who's going to have a glow up this season in the NFL?
So I feel like again I'm just doing my little um biasness, but I really want it to be Joe or Josh this year. I really want Joe Burrow to just go all the way again and win it. But if Joe can't, then I want it to be Josh. And I
Josh
need
Allen with
to,
the
yeah,
Bills.
Because I just need, sorry, I'm trying not to be on my phone, but I'm trying to find these pictures of Joe in his most recent photo shoot because I was just like, oh, wait.
Like, ooh,
Oh,
Joey.
Caitlin Clark has been rolled out for the remainder of the season, just so you know.
Hmm.
She's got that alert. But anyway, sorry. Um, it was like
I
right
hope
when I
she's
popped
okay, but I'm not
in.
sad about.
Like,
I hope she's
like
not
I
hurt.
just, I just, can we just talk about this man that
Yeah,
I
that
want
was
him to
a prom
do,
photo.
like,
With the boys.
I want him to do, like, that swag, like, I need him to do well. I want him to do well. That is an actual glow up. Would I probably date anyone who dressed like this? Probably not. But I want him to do
You,
well. I
you
always
know
want him to do well.
what would be so
Like,
awesome glow up in football with this glow up if the Bengals with Joey Burrow and Jamar Chase get get a Super Bowl ring, and then as my favorite, Lee Corso picked as the national champions to be LSU in the same
yes.
year.
Oh my God. I would
That
be
would be
so
crazy.
sad. I would be, honestly, that would counteract everything that I've experienced in Dallas as my losses. That I'm
That
like, I
would
just
be
need,
the
my home
girls of
teams
the
might
year.
suck, but my, the
Your heart
people
and
who
Joey
have my
Burrow.
heart would do well.
Because the
Yes.
last
Oh,
time that LSU has been to the playoff, I mean, been had won the championship, it was Joey Burrow in 2019 carrying that team, and where that cigar kind of look and stuff was
oh,
developed.
I
That
want,
swag. Um, but yeah, that would
yeah,
be
I would like
so.
them.
My glow up, obvious. I would love for the Raiders or the Saints to make it. I think the Raiders could have a glow up with Pete Carroll coming in as their coach, um, and we have some new people on and all of that. So I think we'll see a little bit more games there. The Saints, I don't know, but my glow up that I would love to see. I don't think that's going to happen, but
Who's
I
that?
watched the home team with the New York
Mm-hmm.
Jets. That's on
Yeah.
Netflix, so I encourage you guys to watch that. It's great. It's not just about football, but the
Who's their
family.
QB now?
Um, is it Justin Fields? I don't know because this season goes is when Aaron Rodgers was playing.
Yeah.
So this is covering 2 years or a year ago. Last season. Obviously, it feels like so long before since Aaron was playing, but so it talks about their family, and I've gotten attached to some of these families
Mm-hmm.
and these wives and girlfriends that they highlight, and I especially love Quentin. I think it's Quentin, or I don't know if that's his full name, Williams, who went to Alabama. He is on the defense line, defensive tackle, but they're just so cute. And so watching, because I didn't pay attention to the Jets games if they weren't playing a team that we were watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just watched the highlights or whatever, or saw that they lost. But there were so many games where they lost like by a point or like they
Yeah.
were up and then they were down, and then watching the wives and the girlfriends watch it, and it was like, okay, it's gonna be, we're gonna have to figure out how to be like get his mood going, and like we're
Yeah.
banking on this, and then to see the coach leave and the GM, and then even the guys putting their all, and the girlfriends are just like, they work so hard, like, or the wives, they work so hard and they can't catch a break. I just was like, oh, I want them to catch a break. So I kind of
That's
want the
what's hard
Jets.
about those shows because you're just like, oh,
And this kind of
oh,
what we always talk about, where there's more to the sports and to get to know the other side of the sports, like the player, the stories behind it, because it gets you connected. But I would really love to see them have a glow up, but I don't know if that's going to happen. My real glow up, though, I think is going to be the Commanders. I know there's another run for the Chiefs. I mean, for always for the Chiefs, but another run for the Eagles, where they said that they think that they are gonna be
yeah. I've
get
kind of
another
been
Super
wanting to hear
Bowl.
your thoughts about that, but we could talk
Yeah.
about it later.
Um, which hey, I think they can do that, and I would be happy for Jalen. But I really also
I
or
would want Jaden. I was about to say that
Jaden,
for my NFC pick. I really would like to see
yeah,
because the Commanders had a really big offseason with like who they got. Like
right,
they're
and that's
really building that defense and I mean again my LSU QB is that Jaden had a stellar year last year. That like to see what he did with a new coach with new everything and
and
to
that's
know
what
that
I've been
they're going to
saying.
go. They didn't lose a lot. They didn't lose a lot of people.
No, they were
That
close, and then they were close to that Super Bowl.
yes, they were
I feel
so
like
close.
I feel like
That
that's gonna drive Jaden, but then, like you said, the key people that they got in the off season,
yeah, I'm
I
like they
just
were. I just remember I can't even tell you the who, but I feel like every alert I got for them, I was like, oh shit, they're building it. They're
yeah,
building it. So I really can't wait. They're my
yeah,
NFC pick. They do trump my little Brock Purdy for my NFC, but yeah, I went
yeah,
Jaden.
yeah. So that's my true one. I just hope that the Jets have a little bit. I hope they have a
A
little
little bit
glow
better
up.
than where they. And honestly, I feel like I didn't even watch that show, but I feel like anyone who had to deal with Aaron Rodgers can get a little break. I feel like you know what, you deserve at least 3 wins this year.
Yeah,
Like you
I
went through
really
all of
want to.
that.
I really
You
want to
can.
know what some of those like, because one of the Y or one of the
You know that
girlfriends,
there's
his
an NDA
girlfriend.
for that. That they're like, you can't talk about this.
Oh no, right. Because there's a girlfriend who is a Jets fan. Like she's from Connecticut, but Connecticut on the side closest to New Jersey. So she was like, you're
Uh-huh.
either a Giants fan or a Jets fan, even in Connecticut. So she grew up a Jets fan. So she has that loyalty. Like we were kind of talking about loyalty offline, and we'll have to dig into that with these loyalty of fans. But Jets are one of those like the Cowboys. Um, and so I wonder like what she was thinking because there was one game where they were they were winning or something and they just or they needed one more play and then Aaron messed it up. And I wanted to be like
Of
because if it
course he
was
did.
me like we got this guy, we still can't win. Like what has he done? you
See, this
know?
is exactly why I cannot be invited into that world. Because I would just be like, well,
You're
F
like
him. And they'd
they're
be
like
like,
no, girl,
oh, well,
he's on our
there's so
side.
much, like, they'd be like, we can't put Meredith on film because she's gonna, I'd be like,
Yeah, I
website.
wonder what off camera they were talking
I
about.
would be Giselle. I would be Giselle all the way. I'd be like, my boyfriend can't do this and this. Like, yeah, yeah, that would be.
Um, another, so our last glow up, I think we kind of both, well, the U.S. Open. Do you have a glow up, men or women's side that have really?
Um,
I think we're heading into like
I,
quarterfinals or semifinals.
I feel like, um, I'm really watching Naomi, to see her come back after the baby and to do so well. Yesterday was very stressful, but I think to see her, and I also think I know that it was a loss. I really am proud with Coco how she's handling things. Like she had that really tough loss. She lost to Naomi, right? It was the
Yeah,
two of them, huh? And I
and
really
that was
feel like
a
talking
rematch
about how
again.
like to be sore losers. Coco took it with such grace, and she even said she had like a quote where she was like, to see how far I've come, and I'm only at the age that I am,
Yeah,
and like to know how far, like I look at people who I respect and they didn't have things happen to them until they were 20 something and blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm so excited for me. And I think that honestly, to compare to the loss that we talked about earlier, like I think that there's such a, I don't know, that was just a really good.
yeah,
I know how probably hard that was to be in that moment. Like I always think about those athletes after they lose and the people are literally sticking microphones in your mouth. Like,
yeah.
what do you think? What do you think? And it's like, oh, I probably need to go therapy before I talk to you. But like how
Right. Let
she
me get my
handled that.
emotions.
I know. Like so I think like two of them for the two separate reasons that I can't wait to see how far Naomi goes, but how Coco just handled that stage and that moment was really
Yeah,
graceful.
yeah. I love watching that too, and just the relationship that Coco and Naomi have. They played together. I think the last time that Naomi was in and Coco lost, I think, or Naomi lost to Coco. But
Yes, it's about
Naomi,
it. Yeah.
yeah, Naomi is one that I am really loving too. I watched that match yesterday, and it was very nerve wracking. But I did love to see, and you can see that how she has worked on her mental health, um, of just how calm she was when she was like messing up, and that the other lady was coming back with the points, and she stayed calm and fought through it and
Yeah.
got the win. So I think her, and then just showing like coming back after the same thing like Serena did, coming back after having a baby, and like people are like, oh, your career's over pretty much because you've taken time away, and then she took time away for her
Yeah.
mental health.
For her mental health,
um
yeah. She's a mixture
yeah.
of being Serena and Simone and all the things just
Mm-hmm.
got her right. So again,
Another
to see her go back is really, yeah.
Right. And then to get now she's in the semifinals. I think she plays
Yeah.
tomorrow. So that's awesome. But also the glow up, another one that's kind of showing that you can come back from anything is Venus like playing. And I think they're still in the round her as doubles. I think no, she
Yeah.
just got out to
Yeah, I
Taylor.
got eliminated yesterday.
Yeah. She just got out to Taylor. But the fact that she came back in what, she's 45?
Yeah. She's been having a good run.
And she
Yeah.
had some health issues, but to come back and still be competing and make it as far as she is, and just her attitude as well. um
Yeah.
so definitely, if you're not watching the US Open, please tune in because it's some inspiring stories with our women. But okay, heading into our second
Can I
or
have, oh,
huh.
can I have an honorary mention glow
Yeah,
up?
yeah, yeah.
Um, Speaking of my losses this year, Luca's men's health spread of
Oh my God, he looks
him
good.
getting his body into it, um, literal glow up because he
Yes,
is
that
on
is
a
good.
vengeance to come back for Nico. And I cannot wait. I've told Aaron that if he wins that championship with the Lakers, I will buy that jersey. And yes, when that dropped, I literally felt such a sense of pride and hurt at the same
Yeah.
time that I'm like, this guy, he's working on it. And I really am excited for him, not the Lakers, for him
Well, for
this
the
season. Again.
But see
So,
what happens when you go to LA? Like LA is the fit town.
but like, look what, and again, like, not to get personal with my own like career, but it's like, look what happens if you just have a conversation with someone and say, hey, this is what we're
Right.
gonna do going forward. Here's
Yeah,
some
did
food
you come to
plans.
him and say like, here's a nutritionist, we're gonna do stuff
Look
off
what
season
happens when you
with
give
you,
people what they need. Yeah.
instead of
So,
like, oh no, we're gonna trade you without you knowing in the middle of the of a game. Was it
yeah,
in the middle of a
exactly.
game? Yeah. But that
Yes.
is a
So that
big
was my honorable mention. Actual physical glow up.
blow
So
up, and then the ultimate revenge body.
revenge body.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
Because I need to be on that plan, Luca. I wish I
Right,
had
no
some
kidding.
money.
What I think all he did was I think he cut out gluten. He has a protein shake. Like it was stuff where like obviously it's way more than just that, but he's
Right.
like, I
And
just
work
like work
out.
out like 3 times a day now.
I'm gonna just need to take some leave off from work so I could just work out all
Just do
day.
that only that, yeah. That's where you're like, oh, look what happens when you have like a whole season off. What you can
Right.
do. Wouldn't that be great if like careers could do that? Like, oh, which season do you want off this year? Do you want
I'm trying to get
winter,
back in shape for this.
summer?
That could be great
Yeah,
for this
yeah.
for this job.
That's like
Uh,
been something. Sorry, this is my ADHD. That like I've been seeing that like in some of like these major companies because now I'm in Dallas. Like I have all these like headquarters here, and they're
mhm.
like, oh, after like 5 years of working here, you get like a month sabbatical full pay, like or like 2 months like that's like a
Oh,
perk of like
wow.
staying with the company. And I'm like,
That's awesome.
that would make me want to work there for 5 years. Like okay, I could just
Right.
take off a
And then,
month, just go to
yeah,
Europe. Bye. Like. Right?
right.
Okay. Like, Yeah,
Find out those companies so I can
I
we
know.
can start
I'll
applying.
keep share them. I'm like, hey, remote work. No,
Right, this is where we need
no.
to go.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. No, good, good, good. So, for our final segment, before we head out, we're going to go into a little extra innings of inspiration. So, some of our stories that aren't maybe not necessarily football or sports related or happening on the field or in the game, but that some of our favorite athletes or just stories that are touching. Um, so, we have to talk about, and I have to ask you your thoughts or what was your reaction because you are a Swiftie and we know that early or last month Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey got engaged after she was on her New Heights or on the New Heights podcast, her episode. They are officially engaged now. What are your thoughts
Yes.
on that with being a Swiftie?
I was really excited for her. I was the one who broke it to a lot of my friends and my office. I just so happened to get on my phone at the right time. I'm really happy for her. Um, again, you can probably go back and see other episodes of this where I was one of the people who didn't know if it was real or if it was just PR. I was very like, mm. However, I do think I did not watch it, but I saw clips of the podcast and seeing them interact with one another was very genuine. She seems very at peace and just comfortable. And I think that I think Jason did a great job with the interview. So I'm happy for her. I do think it's going to obviously be the talk of this season, um,
Yes.
as they would always do. Like, even if there wasn't a ring right there, it would be the talks of when there's going to be a ring right there. And I do think we talked about this before. I think the loss of the Super Bowl helped because I think they needed to go through a little hardship. Not saying that they didn't go through hardships, but a millionaire and a billionaire have very different hardships than other people. So it was like, oh, I think having something publicly hard for them to go through and to see that they've like stood the test of time for it is exciting.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I mean, when you have love, and it is a cute love story.
Yes.
My only thing with it is why so close to the season? Because now, if we
Well,
weren't gonna
apparently he
get
was gonna
spoilers,
wait, and they were like, "No, she needs like it needs to be now." So apparently
yeah,
he like did it after the podcast. So.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, which was interesting. But we'll just be seeing more of Taylor. But
I think he
again,
wanted to wait. They said he like wanted to wait till like an anniversary of their first date, and I think he did
um,
it like a week earlier or something. So I
well,
think it
and
has
then
some sentiments. I know that's very close to the season, but I think it had.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they were like, because Taylor has pe beat writers pretty much,
Mhm.
like all of those main magazines and
Yeah.
whatever they have beat writers that just do Taylor Swift and then breaking down like it was the 13th day from her episode, like her favorite numbers. And I was like, oh my God. But I was like, I wonder, do they really think that much into it? Like, no, it was just,
I think that there's some because I think that's like her thing. But then I think there's also still some room for like
yeah,
coincidences. But
like
like
it just
that's the
happened.
stuff that like I wish I had time to do that. Like I was in college and I was definitely the one looking in her like songbooks, like decoding the messages. I was one of the few people who knew that at first and I was so proud of myself. But then like, I have a job. I have bills. I don't have time
And then
to
no,
decipher all
she
that. I
just
just need other
dropped,
people to do it for me.
right. She just dropped a new album, but it's kind of weird. Like now, what are her songs gonna be like? Like she's officially married now, and I thought it was cute. I saw the clip. I didn't watch the episode, but saw the clip. How she said this, like how he has been in their relationship. Obviously, this was before she was engaged, because it was on the show. But just this is everything that she had been writing about
Yeah.
since she started singing, and it's all come true. And I'm like, that is so sweet. So it's like, what are
Yeah.
these songs gonna be about? Because I know for a
Well, I
while
think
it was
she
like the
always
breakup.
wrote, because we all think that it's like, I'm like on my own little island about this. She really did love the guy before. She really
Yeah.
did love Joe. And I think we all thought Joe was going to be in games. So she like wrote about other things and she got really creative with like her storytelling and like different perspectives. So I think she could bring that back. But it will be
Yeah.
fun to read her songs with the forever aspect now. I'm very
Right.
curious about that. So,
Right.
but
Well, we wish
again,
them
that
the
was
best.
like my one thing about my one critique of the relationship was that her songs that Travis supposedly inspired were not her best ones. Like I think like there's some that just like still stay with you. Like the fact that like one of her saddest ones is like about is called like You're Losing Me. And it's about like Joe, like basically like letting go of the relationship. And I'm like, but this is when you love someone. Like you write songs like this when you love someone. And
Yeah.
Travis's weren't I was like, when she writes a really good song about him, I will believe it. So I'm really
From this
excited about the
one
new one because
coming.
I'm like, oh, because I do think the other ones were probably in the beginning of their relationship.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they were a little more superficial. But I was like, if
Is
she
the
writes a
album
good song
out?
about him, I'll believe it. But
Is the album out now or it's
no,
coming?
it's like in a couple of weeks, I think.
Okay.
October or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just
And this is
announced
what
it.
she does. She's going to come and she's going to screw up everybody's Spotify Wrapped. It's like everyone's like not listening to her because she didn't give us anything new.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's about to just come and dominate everybody's Spotify Wraps.
Well, we wish them the best. And
Yes.
we'll be seeing lots more of Taylor and bringing more fans. So that's good. More women
Yes.
fans.
Whoop.
Last story I do want to touch on, or just to share that I thought was really sweet, and we talked about Micah earlier with his new contract, but it feels I believe this was the first thing that he did with his contract because it was like announced he was traded. He has the biggest contract for a non-quarterback. He retired his mom, so
Mm-hmm.
he's now retired. She looks young in the photo, but what I loved about the story was one that he did that was the first thing he did with his big earnings was to retire his mom so she didn't have to work anymore. But then also the backstory with that, like his mom, I don't know if he tried to like retire her or tell her she didn't need to work when he signed his rookie contract, but she had said like no, she's gonna keep working because that's his thing, and we'll talk about it after you're a rookie. Like you need to do something. Like it wasn't like oh now you're making these millions. She was like no, I'm gonna still work. Like let's see what
Yeah.
happens after your rookie contract. And then that she was still working because that's just the kind of person she is. She was like I don't care that you're in the league. Pretty much, she was still doing what she was doing. So I think him honoring and celebrating and recognizing the hard work that she had given to him. And I don't know if he has siblings, but to
Yeah.
him, the sacrifice that he could pay her back in this way and finally retire her. So I thought that was
Yes.
good. I was like, good job, Green Bay, for stepping up and giving him what he's worth and letting him do this. So
Yeah.
I just hope he has a good season
Right. Yeah.
for more than one reason.
Apparently, in my attempts to go find those Luca pictures, there's already been controversy in the Eagles versus Cowboys games. So
So we are
apparently,
going.
Jalen Carter has been ejected because he spit on Dak Prescott.
Hmm,
So
yeah.
NFC rivals are back. So
And let the games begin this season. this season.
showtime.
So, thank you for joining again, as always, Meredith, and being on the other side, chatting with me about all of these things sports. Thank you, ladies, for joining us and watching. Please be sure to subscribe. We are going to go catch the second half of the first regular season football game. We hope you tune in this season. Tell us who you're rooting for, who's your glow up for this season.
Any
In
thousand
the
fairs that we missed.
yeah, is there a story that we need to cover that we need to talk about that was foul or fair? Maybe some more fairs because we only had
I
fouls this week.
know.
Um, but again, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next week. Yeah, and have a great one.